Hey people. So as promised, right? This is my personal one-person critique of the show Ambitions. It's a television show. Um, they have just finished season 1 and now season 2 should be coming up pretty soon. And my hope is just that after viewing this video, you could watch the second season with fresh eyes, right? Okay. So Tyler Perry, a black man, yes, I know he's not the complete owner and all of that. We are not going there, okay? Let him have his fun. He's out there as the prominent face. Um, Kids get to see him being in a different role other than just on stage dancing, rapping, singing. They get to see something else. They get to now know that you can be behind the scenes. You could write the scripts. You could use your brain too, and then have somebody else act it out. That can be us as well. It doesn't always have to be somebody outside of us. I know it's gonna sound pretty negative because if it was just an amazing thing and nothing was ever wrong according to me, what would be the point of this video? Like, come on. Um, I know that we have a tendency to when we go places of mass media and we watch something, for instance, the movie theater. One, we talk back to the screen, interrupting everybody else's ability to watch the show. And then two, we leave there and try to act it out. All of the funny quotes, all of the different moves of some kind. We have to now pretend that we're this character for like the next couple of weeks. Life stops while we celebrate, right? So I want you guys to separate out art and life. This is a very dramatic series. Everything is just over the top. Everybody's doing the most. Um, I just couldn't imagine my daily life being like that. But okay, that maybe that's why I'm not rich, right? Yet. Let us pray. All right, I'm gonna get rich one day. Um, I want us to be able to either put something on the screen that shows us in a better light, or either separate out and leave that at on the screen, and then we go back to live our life and say, see, because they only do that on TV. That's not real life. What happened to don't try this at home? So, also, I just want to let y'all know that this is probably going to be kind of boring on screen as I get used to the new software and stuff that I'm using. PowerPoint, yes, but some other stuff to record it. Once I get used to that and all of the other things that I could do with it, it'll be more interesting and more popping, right? So I just want everybody to understand that we don't. Yes, we know. Like Tyler Perry has been making the same movie, in my one person opinion, for decades now. The same movie every single time. I get it. I get why. I understand all of that. But what I'm saying is that can we at least can the next person that makes something do something different? I am getting bored. I'm starting to feel like I'm in a matrix. I can't watch any more of it. But I took a chance on this. Um, Respectful feedback is welcome. Questions, comments, leave them in the chat box below. And enjoy, right? So, episode 1, Friends and Lovers. So, this couple that we see on screen is a rich couple that both grew up in Atlanta. The wife grew up from a comfortable family. They own a law practice that is very popular and has high profile clients. He grew up in Atlanta projects. He, scratched and saved, and they both made it to Harvard. She was the it girl on campus, and then they went back home to Atlanta to, live the high life for themselves, nobody else, just them. They was just going to take the city by storm. They have some friends from college that they still keep in contact with, right? Because apparently, the Cosby Show told us that we have friends from college that drop in on us, maybe like once every 2 to 3 years, and it's an amazing time, and we have all these traditions that we relive and a bunch of stuff that happens, right? So yeah, that's a prominent theme in here is college friends coming in. They made connections, they made networks. I think we should keep that though. I think we should tell our kids that when you go to college, hook up with other black people that also went to college, make some networks, come out and do what other races do, help one another and, you know, make it in the world, right? I don't know. So the other couple lived in Birmingham. So they came from Harvard and came to Birmingham. They didn't want to go to Atlanta. I don't know why. They didn't mention it. They ran into some trouble out there in Birmingham and thought that, hey, you know what? Let's move to Atlanta for a fresh start. So then they meet up with this couple, and the two women were sorors, of course. And then there's a sordid backstory about some old college things that happened. And let me just say, as a black kid that went to college, I didn't see all of that kind of stuff going on. It wasn't all of this raunchy activity that people like to portray that comes from when you go to college. It's always some evil that you have to have been messed up in when you get there and you hope that your secret never comes out. That didn't happen, but okay. We don't know what the backstory is yet. We just know. And anyway, by the way, I can't remember her name, but this wife in this picture right here, the whole time in the movie, every time she talks, she snarled with one side of her mouth up. I got tired of watching her do that. Just talk regular, lady. But anyway, so she's just like so evil, and it even just comes out on her face. And then, of course, money made her do it. So episode 2, right? So Essence Atkins is the good wife. She married a guy from Harvard, and she's the district attorney for the U.S., and her husband's a high profile lawyer, right? They wanted to fight bad guys and take down the evil corporations that just run rampant and abuse the community at large. That was their dream. So they got these, careers, and they decided that they was going to change the world. So she pays her soror a visit. Soror's not very happy. She is upset. How dare you? What are you doing here? Uh-oh. I think we about to find out what the problem is. It was between them two. We still don't know what they did in college together. I don't know what. Is it going to be a body that comes out at some point? I don't know. It's always something weird. That never happened in college, by the way. I have to reiterate that. So, the hoodlum husband, right? The one that came from the projects. Apparently, he has a side chick, because you can't be the mayor, right? He worked his way up from the projects to be the mayor. Kind of like Obama Jr. in this instance, just for a city though. He decides to have a side chick, and the side chick has a baby. Side chick is Latina, of course, because she understands him, and wife nagged him to get to the top, and that hurt his feelings. He was upset. He didn't like it. It was irritating and not becoming of a wife. But they're going to still stay married, though, because he need her money. But the one he really actually cared about, the Latina, right? And she has this baby who's Latina, as far as we know right now. She is tired, and she does the most this entire season to get his attention. But you don't even love her face ass bitch. But okay. Then there's a big bad rich guy. And at least he's black, right? He just owns so many developed communities throughout the U.S. And he swoops into Atlanta, and now he wants to take the block out of the projects with all the mom and pops stores and stuff. And wouldn't you know it, the mayor and his family, they broke, but they holding on to that restaurant. It's the one thing that gives them joy. Gentrification. Episode 3. Welcome to Birmingham. So this is the mayor, and that's his sister, who runs the restaurant because mom died and we don't know why. So the evil rich wife decides that I can't believe she came in my office like this. She got some nerve. So she makes this, this vow to herself, looking in the camera real sinister, like, I'm going to pay her back. Now, the good wife is married to who she thought was the love of her life. Turns out that backstory had something to do with the good wife being somehow a slut at some point in time in her life, right? But he saw what was beneath that and chose her over the rich wife. And now she ends up with this guy who's from the projects and doesn't understand her. If only the other one didn't want to just fight crime all of the time. Let's do crime together as lawyers. You know, like the legal version of Queen and Slim, I guess. Side chick with the baby. She starts plotting. She gets these ideas that nobody ain't asked her to think. Nobody wasn't even asking her what she felt or none of that. You got, like, sit down somewhere. You're doing the mayor. Sit down. But she loves him, and the wife is just using him because he's a good look on her arm. Shaking my head. Oh, okay. Episode 4. Reap what you sow. Oh, no. So, the mayor gets home after doing whatever that day, because, of course, you know, he the mayor. He had to go out and flex a little bit. He gets home to his evil wife. And they start talking about this sinister plot, right? To just make more money. And the wife she just decides that, hey, look, my dad getting old and I'm tired of listening to him. I want to be the CEO of the practice. Now, what is dad going to do? I don't know. That's up to him. He going to figure that out. But I'm trying to be in charge because I ain't got enough power yet and I'm drunk on it and I don't know what to do in life, right? She just has all of these plans for crooked stuff she finna do with the clients and taking bribes and just acting up. All of that is against the ethics of a lawyer, I think, me personally. I believe. I may be wrong. Now, the good couple, the one that wants to fight crime, the husband's kind of naive because then we find out what else the good wife did. Not only did she steal the husband from this lady, she cheated on him in Birmingham, and that's what they running from. Some dude at work. She ended up having an affair with him, and he, like, you know, did the most. So they had to move out the whole city. Just so happened to come with a pay raise. How come every time I decide I want to change the scenery and I want to pick a job in a different city, it never just comes with a pay raise? It's either slightly less or the same. Where do they be finding these jobs at? But okay. Now, when he gets to his new company that just pays him exponentially more money and they can have a better life and a fresh start, they don't have to choose, but he gets to work and now the boss is evil, right? And now he has to decide, does he want to keep the good fight with his morals because he thought he was working for a company that he believed in. It was a pharmaceutical company. He's general counsel. So this is the medicine that prolonged his mom's life, but she died anyway. And everybody mama dead in this movie. I mean, in this show. Jeez. I mean, Tyler Perry got some things he need to work out. I'm just saying. But he hasn't decided yet because that money, it came with evil. But they ain't tell him that till he got there. So, you know, typical. Episode 5, Rich Wife. She finds out about the affair. She decides to go get the dude, and she has enough power and influence to not only get him to move to Birmingham, but to blackmail him into messing up their marriage. Why? Because how you get him is how you lose him, right? Turns out, dude fine, but he a psychopath. How do you end up with the one person at the job that's crazy? He had done all kinds of stuff at that job that was like on record and he had been investigated and made it out of. And then this chick finds out. So now she got to use it for evil. Then she hooks him up at the same job as the good wife, right? You know, and good should be in quotation marks because she, like, seriously? Not only did you steal him and you cheated, all right, whatever. That is not the right example, okay? Just saying. P.S. The rich wife, the it girl, um, she like was doing the most with these clients. Now I'm not going into a whole lot of detail because I'm trying to only give y'all what you can find on the internet or either through your guide on your cable if you didn't get the OWN network. But I also want y'all to actually go watch it for so the numbers can so he can get the numbers, because then the details are in how they did it and what the actual plots were. So, I'm not going to, it's not a spoiler alert, I hope. She just, like every client they had that was assigned to her, she, was walking in with the little smirked lips, one on the side that's up, like the slanted lips, and just talking through her teeth about wrong stuff. Just why? It must hurt to be that evil every day, but okay. Now, she has a sister that died from a drug overdose because, of course, black people do drugs. There's somebody in one of all of our family. We get it. He has put that in almost every movie before now. Can we have one thing from him that don't have somebody with drug problems? What is his issue? And this is, again, part of his story, I think, right? He just keep recreating himself, which tends to happen. But that's not the point. So somebody else needs to start making movies. One of her cases is against the pharmaceutical company that the dude that she lost from college works for. He thinks the pill is life-saving. She feels like it killed her sister. Which one's going to win? Episode 6. What about your friends, right? Yeah, well, what about them? Because sometimes they be acting up. So, the rich family throws a fundraiser to fight the opioid epidemic crisis that is plaguing Atlanta's lower income neighborhoods. Okay, way to go. Nice. Good job. Let's put that out there and that we can do something about it. So rich people, rich black people, where y'all at? We got issues. We need fundraisers and stuff. Side chick is there with her new boyfriend. She happens to be a fashion designer and her mom works at the restaurant. There we go. But at least at this point, at least somebody else is the baby mama. Her mom babysits and she's so ungrateful. And I'm like, who raised you? Then we get the backstory about why she acting up out here in these streets. Because, she was missing some stuff at home in her childhood too. So it ain't just us. Some of them non-black women, y'all be going after. Some of them be damaged too. And of course, every black story has somebody. It got to be that one that act up and want to stab somebody in the back, because we just can't. We can't have nice things. The rich lady is trying to help her client, who happens to be the guy that's trying to buy the neighborhood. Message. Y'all remember that on the Wayans Brothers? He just walked by and hollered them out. Nice. They go out there, they want to protest, they got the little signs. Of course, they in the street and the cops come by harassing them. Well, we not bothering nobody, officer, but you need to be on the sidewalk. Hey, black cop lady, you gonna let him talk to us like that? Listen, I got a job, I grew up here too. Get on the sidewalk at least. Now, they ain't bothering y'all no more, they on the sidewalk. Can you go now? And then everybody disperse. Basically, teaching us to comply. And if you want to fight against gentrification, you could try a protest. But the dude walked off unbothered. He was like, okay, well, you won't be here long. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. So then the good, naive husband, right? He tried to play gangster because by this time, the dude that she cheated with is working with her now. And he finds out he want to show up to the job acting like he going to do something and did nothing. I want him to sit down somewhere. Like... So you get here, you decide, you have this crisis at work. Is it money or morals? Money or morals. And we had to run away from this dude, and now he shows up. So what you gonna do? Nothing. And he wasn't supposed to, actually. He should have never even went up there. Like, how come they lunch breaks be longer than mine? I don't never have time to drive across town and confront nobody on my lunch break. But all right. Episode 9. Giving up. They facing and looking the bad developer dude in the eyes in this scene right here. So the good wife finally catches a break at work. and home life. The things with her and her husband is looking up. He had these flashbacks to when she was cheating because somehow he heard the stories or something, and so he just like randomly punished her when something remind him of it. Which, by the way, should tell you not to cheat if you're married. That's the advice I'm gonna give. There's nothing wrong with that, because you can't make somebody get over something before you ready to stop with the consequences. People divorce every day, B. The evil rich wife, right? She is now plotting with the lover, the dude that she blackmailed to come down here, and he is crazy. Like, we start finding out all other stuff he did with the other clients. It's amazing he still had a job out there, but somehow he was able to just sidestep the punishments and nobody could tie him to nothing. Either that or they were scared. I don't know. They don't really tell us. In this episode also, these two are siblings. Their dad is still alive, but his wife died, like, for, I don't know, like disease or something wholesome, something real wholesome. She just died, right? And she been gone 35 years, which means they grew up without a mom. He finally has a girlfriend who is tired of living in the dead wife's shadow, but he gonna propose to her. Guess who busts up in there talking about sign the contract for the developer dude? Yeah, just at all. Well, first off, we eating. Two, it's a loving scene, and you coming here talking about money. Interesting. Get out, lady. Number 10. The X Factor. This is baby mama, the side chick baby mama. Oh, yeah, because it's his kid. They alluded to that in the last episode, too. So, they got a kid together, even though he's married. Interesting. See? So, the good couple, right? The chick who cheated and the dude that you got to decide about money at work, working for the evil drug company, Big Pharma. They stand strong and they fight the bad guy off. You know, I guess they ain't feel like moving again. Yeah, see? That's why it wasn't a good idea in the first place. But he was fine, though. I'm going to just say that. It'd be the cute ones that be crazy. Anyway, so, really, they end up making up and they start walking on eggshells, and because everybody now is so angry that they standing strong and fighting for one another, and everybody like, oh yeah, we got something for that. So now they, sneaking and whispering and trying not to anger people who are already angry, and they start plotting again. Yep, well, see, that's why you ain't supposed to cheat. I'm gonna just keep saying that, right? Episode 11, a change is gonna come. So the side chick had been asking Mr. Mayor, baby daddy, can you help me with my struggling business? Because I'm so creative. And that's how I ended up helping you cheat. Because creative people just can't have morals in no other life area. And I don't know. It just so happens. I sew dresses and I cheat. I help men cheat. I don't know, right? So he had been pushing her off, ignoring her calls and whatnot. Then she pulled this big stunt, get him pulled down. Now they get seen together. He want to cool things off. She get an attitude. So she want to go above his head. And she started talking to people about her little weak proposal that she made, that like everybody just supposed to hand her millions of dollars. But she can't say, I'm the mayor's baby mama though. Interesting. So instead of her waiting, like she been doing all these years while she had this baby, she don't know what she doing. She go to all the wrong people, start kicking up dust, and somebody looks at the proposal and sees one of the investors, and guess who? Bam! Y'all caught. So another dude that decides to give her a contract for her designs or whatever, she ends up dating him. Now, the whole time while she pitching her proposal to this dude, he just looking up and down. He ain't even been charging nothing. So she end up just like sleeping with him for no reason. Oh yeah, she busts it open throughout this whole season. And I'm like, geez. But he gonna stay with you, right? He can have a baby with you and cheat on his wife. And you just gonna do people in front of him too at one point. Yeah, she was a hot mess. So one of them kidnapped her baby. Oh, the big bad developer dude. Oh, he ain't forgot. He has a plan. They had him messed up. I know y'all all coming together and y'all kumbayaing over there in the restaurant. You think that you have foiled my plans, but no. I'm coming back. I'm gonna have this block because I got money. All right. Episode 12. Thrill is gone. See, if I wasn't catching a cold from our first super cold 30-degree weather week here, I would have been able to hit that note and get discovered. And maybe that's how my money gonna come. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. So episode 12, the family, right? They thought, look, we got the most prominent lawyers in the city in our family. But they don't want help because they want to help the developer dude and get this money. Y'all tripping. So, yeah, you see how they were standing strong in the other episode? Nope. Now they crying. What you thought? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was not happy with that. So the rich wife, we find out, is now having an affair with one of her mobster clients. See, I knew they was connected to something. But at least they ain't black. Now, he happens to have a cousin that's an assassin. And she was sent over there because he too busy doing the lawyer daughter instead of coming over here taking over the United States like he was sent over here to do. So the assassin cousin, right, is a woman. And it ain't just us. We just the ones that get caught. Episode 13. Since, you know what? No more singing because my tea ain't kicked in yet. But y'all know where I'm going with that. So, the dad of the broke side of the family, he gets shot. They start just hollering out names and accusing everybody with money because money pulls triggers. For some reason, I don't know. Like, rich people just be out here shooting people. And then, of course, we all got that one family member that got to show up and feel like we owe them something. Baby mama, right? Yeah, well, so she has this friend that lives with her. Because at this point, her mom that works at the restaurant and told her to sit down somewhere, cool it off, put the thong on ice. And she was like, nah, I'm grown. I do what I do. And you ain't got to watch my kids. Okay. So what would our mom have done in that instance, right? Anyway, so she wants to be a model. And somehow just can't get a job outside of the baby mama who sews dresses. So she has a boyfriend that's connected to the Caucasoid underworld. They ain't got no kids. And she feels slighted sitting there watching her be spoiled because life is just handed to her because her shape better than mine because they both Latina, right? But one's a skinny Latina because how else can you be a model? Okay, so models are hangers. They supposed to be skinny. You ain't supposed to have nothing to distract them from the clothes. You don't exist in the clothes, okay? Stop wishing for stuff that you ain't gonna like. So anyway, everybody just give her stuff because she got a better shape than me. Life is easy for her. And then they got to have the argument where I worked to get here. You have no idea. Yeah, all of that, right? So she and her boyfriend kidnapped the baby because they gonna run the money. $1 million, right? So don't nobody know that these two are the ones that took the baby. And everybody just sitting there telling them the plan and what they're going to do to get the baby back and who all involved. Just giving them everything. And I'm just like, okay, y'all ain't... All right. See, this is why you're supposed to let law enforcement do their job. They suspect everybody, but do nothing. But at least they don't tell the plan. So then, baby mama had a boyfriend that was like... I can't remember. He played sports of some kind. He was like famous, but retired. That's who she had on her arm whenever there was an event she had to go where Mel was with his wife because she couldn't be there by herself. I mean, like, you in a relationship, but never mind. So He's so petty. He find out that she ends up tripping onto the lap of the investor dude. And so he sent her a cake calling her, out her name. The cake looked good though. It was like it was nice icing. I mean, she ain't care. She just ate the cake and scraped off the words, but all right. I mean, it made him feel better. You want to waste $19.99 for no reason? See, that's why you got cheated on. Episode 14. So the good wife tries to go hard at work because, see, now you got your old crazy affair partner that moved to the same city with you, and he crazy. Did I say he was crazy? He did a lot. She do it wrong. She talking to the witnesses all wrong. It's just like, I mean, she tried though. She tried to get her head back in the game, but no, because she don't know what she doing. She's out of her league. You cannot balance a crazy ex and doing your job at work so that you don't get fired. It's too hard. It's too many wrongs happening, and you got to pick one to focus on and fix that one first. Her husband was like still having his flashbacks now since this dude just showed up, and he can't decide whether he want to stay good or go gangster and take the money and start fighting and going to jail and whatnot. Then, all your hopes and dreams is gone. Got to pick one. Evil rich wife figures out that it's something to this baby with this side chick. I mean, she be around a lot. And yeah, she don't come to visit her mama no more, but she's still around. You and your mama ain't talking, but you still here all the time. Yeah, so she had some questions for where he be at night. I mean, she got her little thing going on, but she do hers during the day, like a respectable cheater. So she shot at him, and she didn't kill him, because she just wanted him to know that she could, and he needed to come up with a reason. Like, you got to convince me to why I shouldn't shoot you. I need answers because I'm running out of answers. I don't know why I shouldn't shoot you no more. I'm losing that internal conflict. And you ain't even notice because you be with this chick all the time. And I'm going to find out. Episode 15. This was a long season that I didn't know what was happening. So I binge watched it and I had some thoughts. So the evil rich lady, the it girl, the soror, right? Talking to one of the board members. Because, see, daddy told her to sit down somewhere. You don't even know what you're doing. You have no idea what I have to do to put these clients together and keep this business running. Oh, but I do know, daddy. And I'm better at it than you. See, that never ends well. I know I can talk to my daddy like that. I mean, I would not be here doing this presentation. Business. That would have been the least of the things that I needed to worry about. But all right. So, the good wife ends up going off on one of the witnesses because he was like, lady, I don't know what you're talking about. And she got tired of playing with him. And so then she stepped outside and started talking real greasy to her supervisor because she just felt like, listen, I'm going to break this case open. I'm about to be the baddest person ever. And y'all going to let go of this other dude in my past because, see, I'm about to pow. He kill himself right there because he tired. So the naive husband, he was like, all right, I'm going to just go ahead and do the right thing, man. I ain't going to take the bribes. And he going to go in there and stand up to his job and tell them. He went in there telling them people what he wasn't going to do at their job. We good for that. But at least this time, he was choosing morals. And so then the boss started making all these racist comments because he mad because he ain't getting his way. But you can't fire him. How you going to... What you gonna say the reason is? This case is high profile. Everybody know what's happening here. You cannot make no sudden changes, so you gotta just sit there and let your employee talk to you crazy. Sometimes it happens. Welcome to our world. Episode 16. So, this dude is like the mobster, right? And he got the assassin cousin. Now she got over here and started just wilding out. She had strippers come through there, like male strippers, where they was fanning her with big leaves on the beach and whatnot. She just was shopping and spending all the money, threatening people, kidnapping people, until like the attorney USA lady decided that she needed to look more into who is this. And the sad thing is they know that she over here. They know what she does. But for whatever reason, something is keeping them from picking her up and throwing her in prison like they do everybody else. No. See, I thought it was the money or a possible collusion as well, but they made sure to let us know that, see, it's above our pay grade. It's some more other stuff that I don't understand, right? Whatever. The restaurant is saved. They got enough signatures on the petition, because that was the next step. They had some bumps in the road, but they got it just at the nick of time, like the day before, always at the wire. Problem is, see, the dad don't know how to pay his bills. He like to borrow money from family and don't pay them back. So the greedy cousin that came in the will, she was giving the money back because she had been calling him before he died, threatening him about the money because she was in a financial bind. And they told her she came around looking for a handout, but ain't nobody know that the dad had borrowed money from his brother, her dad. So she was going to come collect on that. I guess somehow he wrote in the will that he would give her interest, and she ended up with most of the restaurant. So they get to keep it. And man, she did that restaurant like she did the most in there. She just ain't even care about the memory of their mom. They was all salty about it, but what can you do? You don't own it anymore. See, that's why you need to pay your bills. Struggle model. Oh, she get bold. She just talking real crazy under her breath to the little designer baby mama chick. Now her little hoodlum boyfriend, they found him because he's stupid. See what happened when you plot for evil and you don't know what you're doing? You could be a bad guy, but don't be a stupid bad guy. You know he ain't graduate high school. And he ended up getting shot. And they got the baby back. No money. The last episode. See, now she in here. She all sad and mad, yelling at the lady, threatening her. She done tied her up and all kinds of stuff. Just, coming way out the side of her neck. You know, when they get that little pose right there in that head cocked back, oh, she is going off, crying and whatnot. I can't, you have everything and you gave me nothing but a place to stay, a job here, being able to be around places where you could have made your own impression but didn't. But all right. I'm not taking up for baby mama neither. See, this is what happened when you sleep with somebody's husband. So, the mayor's sister from the broke family, she finally get a man because, see, he had been helping her this whole time and she just could not see what was right up under her nose. Ain't that y'all little story y'all like to say? The rich wife goes off on a side chick because now she done pieced it together and I know that's his baby. After she gets out of this madness, because Secret Service, I guess the mayoral version of Secret Service busting out. And they let the little struggle model have it. So she gets out of that, right? Next day, she at home cooking tacos. And all of a sudden, it's fine since Mr. Mayor dropped by, right? Because that's all she really wanted. She ain't say nothing back to the rich wife because I think rich wife, like, she ain't bring her gun all hands. Rich wife also ended up sleeping with the naive husband because, see, they didn't got separated. And the fine sociopath sent him like because she said it was just nothing. It didn't mean nothing. But he sent her evidence of how she was telling him he was the world for her and all kinds of stuff. Like, it was just, make them dudes leave their phone in the car. You know you ain't supposed to be there. But all right. Thanks for watching, guys. Try to watch season 2 with different thoughts. Now, one thing I do want to say before I end this video is that I'm not saying that he was wrong for making this series. It is very entertaining. I will say that. But I want to balance it out with something that shows us in a positive light. We don't all act like this. This makes it seem like if we ever get money, that we're going to do a bunch of evil stuff with it, and that we have to do a bunch of evil stuff to get it. Are we up against some blockades? Yes. Do we sometimes have to go roundabout ways and do some things that may or may not be what we would prefer to do to get by? True. But once we get the money, can we act like we got some sense? So I guess my point for this is just saying that the next series he come out with needs to be something positive, right? We know Tyler Perry's life story, and it's all up and through this series, which is going to be. See, this is why they have a team of writers, so that everything don't just get stagnant. Notice the amounts he had, I will say, connections that people are making, right? So when you get money, first thing you do is you got to get weave or either straighten your hair. How come the natural hair was only on the people who had less money? Stuff like that. How come when you get money, you just spend it on dumb stuff? How come there's always something in your character that's just dead inside, the way you go around just doing whatever? Nobody's ever gotten drunk with power and did some positive stuff ever. Well, we can't even fathom the idea, because every time somebody make a movie or a TV series, once you get money, it's always a struggle. We have played out that narrative. Don't y'all think? It's not boring. It ain't old yet. Can we at least see what it would look like for somebody to have money and do something good with it? That's why we get a lot of people that say, money bring problems. I'm fine right here. No, people don't want to dream big, because then you got to be in like the seedy underbelly and crime riddled activities every day of your life to keep it. Can we show somebody that's in self-defense of their money, that they ain't do nothing and somebody was trying to rob them or something, where they did not already involved in the problems, and now we don't know whether to root for them to keep the money or not? It's something that a lot of black people can't even imagine to happen, let alone write in a storyline. And I think that maybe if somebody makes it into like a screenplay or something, and make it interesting, because see, if you do the right thing, it don't always have to be boring either. But that's why we have a lot of the negative talking points. That's why we have a lot of the negative ways that we treat each other. He's not the only one. We already got other people. Like, let other races portray their race however they want to, but they still find a way to portray their race in a positive light, and we can't. So that's my big idea for this critique, for this review. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see what happens with season 2. Bye.